Namaskar. Welcome back to the podcast of ICAR Research Complex for NEH region Umiam, Meghalaya. In today's episode, we will talk about integrated pest management, which is an approach to control pests in an integrated way. To discuss more on this topic, we have with us our expert, Dr. Rumki Sangma, Senior Scientist Entomology, ICAR Umiam. Madam, welcome to today's episode.
Thank you, Marie, for inviting and having me here today.
Madam, to begin with today's episode, let's start with a very basic question. That is, what is integrated pest management, or what is its concept?
Okay, so thank you. When we say integrated pest management, in short, which is IPM, in its simplest term, it refers to management of insect pests using a combination of several control measures, usually in the most compatible manner.
Okay.
So in IPM, the basic concept is that insecticides can be used only as per the standard established guidelines, and also the treatment done is usually with the goal of managing or controlling only the target organism.
Okay.
So in this way, in IPM methods helps to solve pest problems usually without or with low levels of risk to the humans and the environment.
Okay.
And also further in IPM programs, it takes information about the biology of the insects, about their most susceptible stages, and also the seasonal incidents, and also their interaction with the environment.
Okay.
So the information thus obtained is further used in managing that particular pest through various suitable control measures.
Okay. So, madam, we have learned about the concept of IPM. So, are there any objectives of IPM?
Yes, there are several objectives. So in short, the objective would be to maintain the pest status below the economic injury level.
Okay.
Then we also have to manage insect pests not only by killing them, but also by preventing feeding, multiplication, and the dispersal through the use of various eco-friendly methods.
Okay.
And also to make use of maximum natural mortality factors, and to use control measures only when required. This is why, because the main aim is to leave pest residue, not pesticide residue, but insect pest residue.
Okay.
Because in IPM, the objective is never to eradicate or eliminate the insect pests completely. And lastly, we have to use the integrated components in the sustainable crop production.
Okay. So, madam, what are the principles of integrated pest management? Could you explain them briefly?
Yes, Marie. Actually, there are 8 basic principles of integrated pest management.
Okay.
So let me explain in brief about all of them. So the first principle would be prevention and suppression.
Okay.
So by prevention, it means adoption of such measures which will reduce the chances of occurrence of that pest in that particular area or in that crop.
Okay.
And by suppression, it refers to reducing the impact of the pest. Then we have monitoring as the second principle, and I should say monitoring is one of the most important principles in IPM.
Okay.
So when we say monitoring, it refers to routine inspections of crop plants for signs of any insect infestation, usually done at regular periodic intervals. So monitoring can be done through visual observations, or we can also go for scientifically sound warning, early detection, diagnosis, forecasting systems, or also we can seek the advice from the professionally qualified advisors.
Oh, that sounds interesting, madam. Could you tell us more about its principle?
Yes, very true. So now coming to the third principle, which is decision making. Decision making is usually based on the results of monitoring. So for that, one should be aware about the specific crop, about the insect pests that come on it, about the life cycle, correct identification of the insect pests, and also their population dynamics, usually before making any kind of decisions for adopting pest management strategies.
Okay.
Then that is the third principle. So fourth principle, we have the non-chemical methods. In IPM, emphasis is usually given on the non-chemical methods as compared to the chemical methods if they can give satisfactory results.
Okay.
And usually the most common example in non-chemical methods is usually soil solarization and the use of biocontrol agents or the natural enemies.
Okay.
So the use of live natural enemies or biocontrol agents is one of the most major intervention of non-chemical methods in IPM programs.
Okay. So, madam, as you have been mentioning about the non-chemical methods or the biological intervention method, so is it permitted to use pesticides in IPM?
Yes, I was going to come to this point. So as the fifth principle, we have pesticide selection. That is the fifth principle. So in IPM programs, we do not totally avoid the use of pesticides. If the non-chemical methods do not give the desired results, we can go for application of pesticides as the last resort, usually as a need base and at recommended doses only. And then the selection of pesticides should be such that they do not give any harm to the human beings, to other non-target organisms, or to the environment.
Okay.
So that is principle 5, and then as principle 6 we have reduced pesticide use. So by reduced pesticide use we mean like reduction in the frequency of doses or in the frequency of use of the insecticides. Therefore, in IPM programs we must implement or we must supplement it with various other control measures which will thereby help in reducing the harmful effects of the pesticide application.
Okay.
So as principle 7 we have anti-resistant strategies. In IPM programs, anti-resistant strategies are given importance because earlier due to injudicious use, unmanaged and unplanned use of pesticides, there have been several problems of insecticide resistance in insects. Many of the insects have developed resistance to major group of insecticides. Therefore, in anti-resistant strategies, we usually go for combination of a number of insecticides with different modes of action. So these insecticides or pesticides have to be rotated with each other during the application time.
Okay.
So that is the principle number 7. And the last principle and the important principle is the evaluation. Evaluation is one of the important aspects of IPM. Evaluation is usually done based on the records of effectiveness of different treatments, maybe chemical treatments or the non-chemical methods. And then usually this based on the evaluation, it is to know whether the plant's protective measures it is effective or not. Then also for planning further for pest management strategies.
Okay.
So this completes the various 8 principles under the IPM.
Okay. Okay. So friends, we have learned about the concept, objectives and principles of IPM. Let's go ahead and learn about its component. So madam, could you tell us about the various components of IPM?
Yes, Mary, actually there are 8 basic components of integrated pest management.
Okay.
Let me tell you about them. So the first component is the cultural control. Then we have the physical control, the mechanical control, the varietal resistance. Then we have biological control, the biorational control approaches. Then we also have biotechnological approaches, and lastly we have the chemical control measures as its various components.
So madam, as you have mentioned that there are 8 components of IPM, so we will learn in details about this component one by one. So let's start with the first component, that is cultural control. Could you tell us what is done during cultural control?
So when we say cultural control, it refers to the agronomic practices that are generally manipulations of the agro-ecosystem such that the cropping system, it becomes less friendly or less disadvantage to the establishment and multiplication of the insect pests, but it is to the advantage of the crops or to the natural enemies. And usually maintaining and increasing the biological diversity of the farm system is one of the main primary objective of the cultural program. So there are many cultural programs, cultural practices which are usually which can be easily adopted in the farmer's field, like the crop rotation, like the maintaining of proper spacing, intercropping. Then we also have like judicious use of fertilizers or judicious use of irrigation water. So these are the common examples which can be easily adopted by the farmers.
Okay. So madam, coming to the next component, that is physical control. So what are the procedures usually adopted in physical control?
So in physical control, when we say physical control, usually it refers to reducing pest populations by altering the physical environment or usually through the use of devices that may affect them physically. So in physical control, we use various components of the environment. It may be temperature, light, humidity, etc. Usually to the disadvantage of the insect pests. So when we say physical control, the most common age-old practice or the common example is the sun drying of seeds. So that sun drying of seeds is an age-old practice that have been passed down through traditions. So this is one of the common example under the physical control. But apart from this also there are several methods or several control measures under this particular component.
Okay. So madam, could you tell us something about the next component, that is mechanical control?
So when we say mechanical control, it refers to reduction in pest populations or managing insect pests through use of manual forces or through the use of mechanical devices for bringing down their populations below the economic injury level. So some of the common examples under this would be hand picking. Hand picking usually like ecmas, larvae, those are infesting various plant parts. So removing them and also removing the infested plant parts. So they come under this category.
Okay, as you have mentioned this mechanical devices, what are the common mechanical devices that can be used, madam?
Yes, mechanical devices are also used apart from the manual force. So mechanical devices like iron hooking of rhinoceros beetles
Okay.
in coconut, then also use of iron traps for trapping various mouse or rodents in the field. These are
Okay.
some of the examples that come under the mechanical device or mechanical control measures.
Okay. So, madam, you have mentioned earlier that varietal resistance is one of the component of IPM. Could you tell us about it a little bit? What is varietal resistance?
So when we say varietal resistance, it refers to the use of those crops which are resistant or which can tolerate the attack of certain insect pests. So
Okay.
today we have many crop varieties which have been having resistant varieties. They offer resistance to several insect pests.
Okay.
So one of the most common example I would like to stay aside here is the IR40, which is the rice variety. It is offering multi resistance to attack of several major insect pests in rice, like the yellow stem borer, the brown plant hopper, then the green leaf hopper, and also as well as the whole maggot.
Okay, that means that's very interesting. That means we can use the resistant variety seeds to control pest also.
Yes, yes. When we use resistant varieties, half of the problem in the field is managed.
Okay.
Because there won't be insect pest attack in the field.
Okay. So, madam, one of the component is biological agents. So, does biological agents means using living organisms?
Yes, yes, biological agents, or in generally we say biological control agents. So
Okay.
by saying biological control, it refers to the use of 3 P's. The
Okay.
predators, the parasitoids, and the pathogens.
Okay.
These living organisms are used in managing or in reducing the pest populations below the economic injury levels.
Okay.
So under this, let me tell you about all of them in brief. So when we say predators, these are free living organisms which usually predate or which eat upon other organisms.
Okay.
The common examples many of us have encountered is the coccinella beetle or the ladybird beetles, the very beautifully spotted beetles.
Yes.
This one, and again we have the common examples as the lacewings. So these are the predators. Then again we have the next to the predators, we have the parasitoids. The parasitoids are usually free living in adult stage, but they are parasitic in the immature stages. So what the adult does is it will lay eggs in or inside on or inside the host body, such that the immature stages will develop inside the body of the host, killing the host.
Okay.
The common examples again here are the egg parasitoids, I must say, the Trichogramma species.
Okay.
These are the egg parasitoids which will lay lay eggs in the host. The host is the egg of certain, mostly the Lepidopteran caterpillars.
Okay.
So these are the parasitoids. Then after parasitoids we have the pathogens. Pathogens refers to the microorganisms, the microbes. So under the microbes also we have various microbial organisms like the fungal pathogens or the bacterial pathogens or the viral pathogens. So in the bacterial pathogens, the common example is the BT, Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a common disease-causing agent in the use in against the Lepidopteran caterpillars.
Okay.
Then again we have the various fungal entomopathogens like the Beauveria, like Verticillium, Necanicillium. Then we have Metarhizium. These are some of the common examples. Then when we say virus, it is usually the NPV or the nuclear polyhedrous viruses.
Okay.
These are also, they offer resistance or they offer diseases, they offer protection against the attack of the Lepidopteran caterpillars. I mean, they cause diseases in this Lepidopteran caterpillars.
Okay. So, madam, let's learn about the next component, that is biorational control. Could you tell us something about it?
Yes, when we say biorational control, it refers to adoption of those management strategies which may be naturally derived or it may be artificially synthesized, and those methods which usually have a less impact on the environment and the non-target organisms. So under this, some of the common examples are like plant-derived other botanicals like the neem oil, which is obtained from the neem plant. And also we have the pyrethrum. Those are also some of the botanicals used in insect pest management. So apart from that, we have the animal-derived. These are the common examples, other microbial biopesticides. Like earlier I have told you about the bacteria, entomopathogens like the fungi. Then we also have the bacteria BT. Then apart from this, we can also make use of the semiochemicals like the pheromones. These are the chemicals which what they do is when we apply them in the field, it will help to attract the opposite sex of the same species.
Okay.
If it is of the male, then it will attract the female. If it is derived from the female, then it will attract the males.
male. Okay.
So under this, the common examples are the gossip lure, which is used in trapping and management of the cotton ball pinworms, cotton pinworms, pink ballworms, and again we have the heli lure, which is used for trapping and management of the tomato fruit borer, that is the Helicoverpa armigera.
Okay. So, madam, coming to the next component, that is biotechnological approach. So, could you tell us what approaches it includes?
So, by biotechnological approaches, it refers to the use of plant varieties that offer resistance against the attack of insect pests. Not only insect pests, but also developing resistant varieties against diseases and also herbicides. So, in field of entomology, the common example is the use of BT, transferring the gene from the naturally occurring bacterium, that is the Bacillus thuringiensis, and the gene from there, it has been incorporated into the crops like the cotton or the potato, so such that those plants, they offer resistance against the attack of these pests. So in cotton, in BT cotton, it offers resistance against the attack of the cotton bollworms. In BT corn, it offers resistance against the attack of the earworms, and again in BT potato, it offers resistance against the attack of the potato beetle larvae.
So, madam, coming to the last component, that is chemical control. What is meant by chemical control?
So as I said earlier, like in IPM, we do not totally avoid the use of chemical pesticides.
Yes.
So like if the other non-chemical methods, the control measures, they do not give the desired results, we can always go for application of pesticides as a last resort, need-based, and only at the recommended dose. So that is what is meant by chemical control. And like selection of chemicals should be such that they are like they do not possess any threat to the environment or to the non-target organisms.
Okay. So, madam, as you have wonderfully explained about the various components of IPM, so any further advice you would like to give our farmers, those who are willing to adopt IPM?
Yes, Mary, I believe that most of our farmers, like in some way or the other, they are following these IPM practices in their field.
Yes.
But I would like to further request dear farmers to kindly monitor their crops regularly, because only through routine inspections we can know that whether there has been any insect pest attack, so that timely interventions or timely management can be done. Then further, they are also advised to some of the common practices that can be adopted easily in the fields are like the cultural practices like crop rotation, maintaining proper spacing, and also maintaining proper seed rate. And besides that, they can also go for a judicious application of fertilizers, irrigation water. They can always go for intercropping. These are some of the practices that they can easily adopt. And also, I would like to advise them to always encourage the activity of the natural enemies, that is the biocontrol agents, which can be done through the use of eco-friendly methods. Like they can always go for application of microbial biopesticides or the botanicals in their crop fields. And apart from that, whenever they get the chance, I request our farmers to kindly go for training, attending trainings, participate in the training programs. And besides that, like I would like to suggest that if they face any kind of problems in insect identification or insect attack, they are always free to contact me or other entomologists whom they come across or whom they know. So that much I advise our farmers.
So, dear friends, this was all about today's episode on integrated pest management. Thank you, madam, for being with us today and sparing your valuable time. So, till we meet again in the next episode, take care and keep following the good cultivation practices. Thank you.